Harlan Sanders was no stranger to hardship. Born in 1890 in Henryville, Indiana, he lost his father at a young age and began cooking for his siblings before he turned 10. Life pushed him into many jobs: farmhand, streetcar conductor, soldier, fireman, salesman. Yet he never found stability. Every time he tried something new, fate seemed to shut another door. By the time he reached 65, most people were preparing to retire, but Sanders was still struggling to make ends meet. All he had was a small Social Security check of $105 and a secret fried chicken recipe he'd perfected over the years. But deep within, he carried something more valuable: unshakable belief. He refused to let age or failure define him. Instead, he decided that it was time to turn his one recipe into something meaningful. His final attempt at life's dream. One night, sitting in his small kitchen, Sanders realized that his time was running out. Unless he took a risk. He cooked his famous chicken once again, looked at it carefully, and thought, if people taste this, they'll love it. That moment of clarity became the turning point. Instead of giving up, he decided to travel across America, offering his recipe to restaurants. He didn't have investors or a team, just determination, a few cooking tools, and the dream of seeing his recipe in every kitchen. At 65, with wrinkles on his face but fire in his heart, he began knocking on doors. He would enter diners, cook for the owners, and offer his recipe for a small share in profits. What followed next wasn't success. It was rejection after rejection. Yet every no only pushed him to drive to the next town, still believing his yes would come. The road wasn't kind. Colonel Sanders traveled from city to city, often sleeping in his car when he ran out of money. Every restaurant he visited told him no. Some laughed at his idea, others didn't even let him finish his pitch. Imagine being told no over 1,000 times when all you have left is a dream and an empty wallet. Most people would have quit after 10 rejections, but Sanders was built differently. He believed that every failure was a lesson, and every rejection brought him one step closer to success. As he drove from one restaurant to another, he'd whisper to himself, "Maybe the next one will say yes." It became his mantra. Even when he was cold, hungry, and tired, he kept going. Because deep inside, he knew success doesn't come to those who stop. It comes to those who keep moving despite the pain. Then, after 1,009 rejections, something extraordinary happened. A small restaurant owner finally agreed to try his chicken. Sanders cooked it right there in the kitchen. The smell filled the room, and the taste impressed everyone. That one yes changed everything. Soon the restaurant's sales began to rise, and word spread fast about this special chicken recipe. More restaurants wanted to partner with Sanders. He began traveling again. This time, not in desperation, but in purpose. Within a few years, Kentucky Fried Chicken, or KFC, was born. Sanders didn't just sell chicken. He sold persistence, patience, and belief. That 10/10th yes proved a universal truth. Sometimes success hides right after your last rejection. Most people quit right before it arrives, but Sanders didn't. And that's why his name became a global symbol of perseverance. His recipe turned into an empire, all built on one word: faith. Colonel Sanders became a global icon in his late 60s, an age when most people give up on new dreams. He wore his white suit, his black string tie, and that confident smile that said, "I told you never to give up." KFC rapidly expanded across the United States and beyond, becoming one of the world's most recognizable food chains. But beyond the fried chicken, people saw something more powerful: a man who refused to stop believing in himself. Gosh, Story inspired millions because it wasn't about business. It was about never losing hope, even when everything else fails. Sanders proved that success has no deadline. Whether you're 25 or 65, your moment can still come if you keep moving forward. He turned pain into purpose, rejection into recognition, and failure into freedom. A true embodiment of rise and inspire. Colonel Sanders passed away in 1980, but his legacy continues to live in every KFC store around the world. His face, smiling proudly on every bucket, isn't just a logo. It's a story of resilience. His life reminds us that age, background, or rejection can't stop destiny when you have persistence. For him, the magic wasn't in the chicken. It was in his mindset. Every dreamer who feels hopeless can look at Sanders' journey and say, if he could do it at 65, so can I. His life teaches us that the right time to start doesn't exist. The moment you believe in yourself is the moment your journey begins. And when people ask what success truly means, remember this story. Because Sanders didn't just build a restaurant, he built a timeless message. It's never too late to rise and inspire,